Well, welcome. Episode 30 on our Grant Lee Sherman Civil War Generals 2 playthrough. We have already completed the campaign as the Union, and we are deep into playing as Confederacy. We have been rocking this game, without a doubt. So we have got everything ready to go. Smooth sailing. And special thanks to everybody who has been tuning in lately. We've had a few episodes recently that have had over 100 views, which is glorious. If we could just get the likes up to the views, we'd be straight. It don't kill you to hit the like button. Just tap it. Just tap it. Your finger will be alright. Just give it a little tappy tap. So we just finished this beautiful battle of Fredericksburg. And that was the whole deal. We played this battle yesterday, our live stream yesterday, very differently than it's meant to be played. Traditionally, you start out down here and you're just supposed to be let the Union come to you and then push them back and kill them against the river. Same with the stone wall. We were garrisoned here, but we played it a little differently yesterday. It was a lot of fun because it was a challenge. We rushed up to the crossings and we just kept him on his side of the river, and then we ended up getting on his side of the river and beating him up so bad. We ran out of turns here, but we eliminated all but just a few of his brigades that was in the woods. And it was a lot of fun playing that way. It was a little bit different way to play that battle. But alas, that was yesterday, and this is today. So we are in it to win it. Okay, so Pender will be coming back. So we might have Pender this next battle. I don't think there was too much as far as upgrades here before we start the Battle of Chancellorsville. I think we only had one short-range artillery, and I think only one of our muskets, if I'm not mistaken, only one of our infantry brigades had a poor... This is actually Hayman's brigade right here. Interesting. Hayman's brigade, okay, but it has a different leader. We'll have to investigate that on the next battle. I either want them to have preferably just everybody have the Enfield rifle musket, which majority do. A couple of our unique, we've got a few guys that have the Richmond. So we didn't need to spend any of that money we just had. Okay. So here we are. The Battle of Chancellorsville for today. This is going to be an interesting battle here. We didn't take a sneak peek on the layout yesterday, so we're in for a treat to see what version of this battle we get. Battle of Chancellorsville, Alternate 1. The Federals are dug in at the ready. Hooker needs to make effective use of his interior lines by ordering Meade to sweep Anderson's line. If he can do that, he should then turn to reinforce Couch and brace for Jackson's assault. Coordinated attacks on all sides should break up and disorganize the Federal lines, allow the rebels to mass their forces, and launch a crushing attack from the west. Okay, so it's telling us for us that coordinated attacks on all sides should break up and disorganize the Federal lines. So it's kind of saying the Federals are dug in, and the rebels' best chance is to just, attack on all sides, and then we can crush them from the west. We'll see how it's laid out. The Union's defeat at Fredericksburg resulted in another new commander for the Army of the Potomac. Fighting Joe Hooker was the only man who seemed to want the job. After meticulously rebuilding the army, Hooker decided to avenge the Union's loss at Fredericksburg by leaving a detachment to pin Lee to his present positions while marching his main force around to envelop the enemy's west. It might have worked had Lee cooperated. Instead, the Southern general left a garrison at Fredericksburg and moved his main army to meet Hooker at a crossroads called Chancellorsville. Chancellorsville was Lee's masterpiece and one of the greatest tactical achievements in military history. It was, however, a Pyrrhic triumph. Stonewall Jackson had ridden out on a reconnaissance mission during the night and sustained a mortal wound from his own sentries. His last delirious words as he died days later from pneumonia were, "Let us cross over the river and rest under the shade of the trees." So here we go. We are in it to win it. Okay, it's a rather large battle here. There's 36 turns on this battle. Holy moly. Okay. Wow. The mini-map is really showing us what's going on here. My goodness. Okay. So, at the moment, let's zoom out here and see what's going on. Okay, this is going to be an odd battle because this map, the majority of this map is trees. Okay, and it's going to be tricky for our artillery to really come into play here due to all these trees. So let's start investigating some of our units here. See what's going on here. Okay, we've got J.J. Archer in the south. We only have a few artillery pieces in the south. We have 2 in the east and only 1 in the south. Yeah, it looks like everybody has good weapons though. Everyone has good muskets. So that is good. We are technologically sound here. Got some cavalry in the west. And it looks like all of our artillery is Whitworth. We do have a horse artillery up here, so that'll be good. We do have 4 artillery units in the west. Okay, so everybody is looking technologically sound here. This battlefield is going to be a bit of a conundrum for us, being that it is mostly wooded area. There is a bit of an opening here in the center by Wilderness Church, the Millsy House, and the Tallov House. This could be where we seal the deal. Our units in the east are way too far away, to be honest, to make any use to assist our units in the west. We do have some favorable ground here though. It's going to be interesting. Let's check our reinforcement report here real quick before we... I'm still debating what our strategy should be. Okay, so we get no, zilch, nada, 0 reinforcements. So this army is what we have. So we're going to have to make do with what we got. I think all of our units in the east here, we're going to have to get them together. This is way too few spread out. If I could pull everybody in the east, possibly around here by the Catherine Furnace and the Welford House. Preferably the Welford House down here. This would be a bit more favorable to me. I have a high ground here. And the brick house. I think we're going to pull up here on the brick house. Yeah, let's come over here on the brick house and the Furnace Road. We're going to get the majority of our forces over here. So we're going to slightly abandon our easternmost position here. He's going to take a minute to get up there. I'm going to need this Lane's Brigade here to kind of hold Catherine Furnace for a moment. At least until we give our units over here time to move up on that hill. Yeah, we'll get everybody over here in the east right there. Have you come over and assist. The west is not a problem. We're pretty stacked in the west here. So we're going to have to kind of split our army up in two and just see where he's going to essentially deploy his forces at. How many artillery do I have up here? 4 cannons plus a Whitworth. Or 4 cannons plus a horse artillery. Our cavalry here let's just have them kind of hide out for a little bit here. Stay out of range of his artillery fire. Might be best. Yeah, he definitely has us severely outnumbered here. Might even move our guns up just a little bit here. Those 2 cavalry could serve as a diversion here. Big hunting run and U.S. Ford. Interesting. Man, he has got so much. It's going to be difficult getting our troops gathered up together. But I'm thinking our kill zones are going to be the Wilderness Church. And hopefully this area here, the Catherine Furnace. I can get my artillery stacked up here on this hill over by the brick house. That is our best bet, I think, on this battle. This is going to be interesting here. In turn, and it's all going to depend on the enemy, of course. You know, is he going to just pile all of his forces to the west, or is he going to be pushing hard south against our smaller army there? So we're kind of split in two here. Okay, right now he seems to be just kind of consolidating in the center. He definitely seems to be consolidating in the center here. Alright, let's get our artillery deployed and ready here. He's bringing a few infantry over here, which is kind of odd. This is going to be a very odd battle right here. A very odd battle. Being that it's so heavily wooded terrain here. Actually, bring this cavalry down here. I would prefer him to kind of come at us in the west more than anywhere else. You actually have a shot right there. We'll get that artillery up on that hill. And these are two artillery. We'll get one at the hill and one over here to help cover the other side. I think this is going to be the bet here. This is going to be the deal.
No, sir. No, sir.
Seal the deal. That guy is way far away. He's going to have a hard time catching up. I just hate having our army split in two. It's kind of like, you know, it's going to make it difficult on us. It's hard to tell what he's going to do. It seems to me like mostly he's going to try pushing west for the most part. He does have a long line going straight down here. It's definitely going to be tricky here. Alright, get that cannon there. Okay, you have okay line of sight here. So I'll probably deploy you there. Yeah, we're going to need to rough this guy up a little bit. He does have a comparable rifle. Okay, that was not good at all. Alright, just hold steady. Hold steady. We've got gentlemen coming up to help. And we've got a bit of a solid line going here. We actually have all of our artillery ready in this straight line here. So any unit that he puts up on that, any unit that he's going to put up on that hilltop there is just going to get blasted by our 4 artillery, well actually 5 artillery brigades. Bring this infantry up. The cavalry. Okay, so we're getting stacked up pretty good here. It's going to be interesting to see what he's going to do. I don't see very much as far as encirclement that's going to happen in this battle. This battle is going to be, we're grossly outnumbered. So our goal in this battle, essentially, is just going to be to beat him up. This is just going to be a brawl. Okay, the majority of his forces are headed due west, which is good. That's what we want. That's exactly what we want.
At ease, man. At ease, man. At ease, man.
Our cavalry sit right there. This is a pretty organized line right here. Infantry in the front, cavalry just behind, and artillery in the rear. And the artillery, a lot of our artillery can actually fire. Oh, some of them can fire over there, if I'm not mistaken. You can. But just knocking him off the hill there. Anytime he brings a unit up on that hill, we do have a little bit of line of sight. Our artillery can fire on this area right here, just below the hill. And our howitzers can kind of fire up and over on a few squares here. They can fire over here in this area.
No, sir.
It's actually too far. So we're just going to be roughing him up right there. Come on, buddy. You need to get down there and in the fight. It's going to be, we've got to watch our supply. At least until we start punishing a lot of him. Alright, you get up on that house. Ooh, you have good sight up here. Very good sight. You... not so much. You can't target right in front there. So you two gentlemen just dig in for the moment. That guy's about to take some artillery fire. Yeah, it's going to be tricky to get these forces over here. There is a bit of an opening though. Even though they're over here in the south, there's actually a bit of a valley here by the carpenter house. And we could actually, if we can keep these guys at bay, they might just be a distraction holding action. But if they get freed up and there's no Union coming after us in the south, we could actually move them through the open path here to hit them from underneath. That will be the idea, as best as I'm thinking. Oh, a frustrating battlefield, to say the least. I do prefer the open ground, but some of these maps, they're just heavily wooded, and you just have to deal with it. I mean, I guess that's why they call it the wilderness. Even though this isn't the Battle of the Wilderness, it takes place in the area, if I'm not mistaken, that the wilderness took place in. And he actually seems to be slightly splitting up a little bit. So our gorgeous artillery here can fire on these gentlemen. Perfect, that's exactly what I want.
At ease, man. At ease, man.
All of you will just
At ease, man. At ease, man.
take a break.
At ease, man.
Take a break, relax.
At ease, man.
It's Thursday.
At ease, man.
Even though we're going to have a disastrous evening this evening personally, we're going to have a good time with this. Alright.
At ease, man. At ease,
Keep
man.
our organization and health up.
At ease, man. At ease, man.
Because he will come at us sooner than later. Yeah, the cavalry are going to be a bit expensive. Yeah, this is pretty good because anytime he brings a unit up on that hill, we just blast it. And anytime we don't have a shot, we can just have our artillery take a breather. But they've got some pretty good, he's got the advantage, he's just taking a while to move everybody up. Yeah, see, our horse artillery here can actually fire in this shaded area here. Oh, that's nice. Sometimes he'll miss, but it's kind of a 50-50 chance. Now, see, the Union has a bit of an advantage over here. They've got this wide open ground by the actual town of Chancellorsville. The more we let him pile up on us, I think the better it's going to be. So this is a bit opposite from yesterday's Fredericksburg engagement. We were just mad charge the entire battle pretty much. And this battle's going to be a bit strategic, waiting to see what he's going to do. And then we react in turn. Okay, so absolutely nothing happened. It's nighttime already. That's kind of odd. And everybody's pretty well. So again, we could dig our artillery in. And finish getting you up into position. Really no need to rest every individual brigade because we're still so fresh. So these 3 turns of night here, they'll go by real quick because we don't have to do much as far as any resting or anything. We're fresh, you know. We're on the defensive. We're not concerned about it. So we're good up there. Dig this guy in. And dig this guy in. And in turn. And this kind of worked out in the Union's favor. Because he was able to get... Man, you know what? The battle might be changing up here a little bit. Looking at where the Union is, he's kind of spread out with 3. Alright, daybreak. He's kind of got the majority of his army sitting over here by Chancellorsville itself. Either way, we're dug in for a fight. Man, look at that. Look at that Union artillery. 528 men in that brigade. Sheesh. My goodness, that is stacked and packed. we're going to ignore that cannon for the moment. That little crossroads up there, we have a line of sight on that. This guy actually has a line of sight a bit on the backside of the Wilderness Church too. Oh yeah, our boys are fresh. Okay, this gentleman right here, this Kane's brigade, is about to get lit up with all 5 of our guns. If he doesn't move all his units out of Chancellorsville quickly, we might get a bit aggressive here in the west. And we're adaptive. We can change our game tech at any time. For now, we're just at an extreme disadvantage. He has such the better positioning than we do. Okay, so he is moving out. He is slightly abandoning downtown Chancellorsville. And I'm starting to think sooner than later, I think we're going to need to get this infantry moved over here. They're going to take too long to push up through the woods here. And now that they're pretty fresh, we're going to keep 2 of them. We'll keep these 2 gentlemen back. Everyone else, we're going to start moving out. We have orders to move out. We're going to start moving a lot of these guys over here, over by the Carpenter house, and either come up this gap or come up the road here. Okay, start maneuvering our cavalry here. I think we're going to get this guy surrounded fairly quickly here. Our guns here. Ooh. Fire up there. Ooh, we're actually pretty fresh right here. A lot fresher than I had anticipated. You know what? Ooh, no. Hold. Alright, our boys in the south are starting to get a little offensive. We're going to have a few brigades push up towards the Hazel House. And the majority of everybody else is going to try to swing for this gap right here to come up by the Wilderness Church, because he is marching heavily towards this open ground here. One good thing about our artillery, though, is even though it can only fire kind of right here, it is protected from his artillery. His artillery is not having a clear line of sight against us. I'm gonna have that gun.
No, sir.
Fire on you. And you 3. Fire on the ridge. Gorgeous. Okay. I think that infantry is getting some enemy artillery fire there. Keep up your condition. So we got Iverson and AP Hill. Iverson and the Hill brothers holding the woods. Okay. Now this is going to be some difficulty here. You can tell on the mini-map he's just got a thick stream coming at us. I would say he outnumbers us 2.5 to 1. But for the most part, he is kind of behaving the way we want. It almost looks like he's trying to do a flanking maneuver in the north. That would fail miserably on his part. Oh yeah, he's poking his head out now. Every unit that comes within range is just going to get popped. Okay. Okay, we have a slight issue here. I think he recognized what we were trying to do over by Lewis Run. So let's just rest the cavalry here. You know what it is? He sees that this brigade, E.F. Paxton, is damaged. And the computer is like, oh, he's got a damaged brigade right there. Okay, let's go focus our attack on his damaged brigade. That's where he senses weakness. Alright, we need to be very careful on how our artillery is firing on this battle. That artillery brigade that the Union has right here is a strong artillery brigade. Without a doubt. Ooh. Nice, okay. We do have him a bit on the defensive here. Now let's move this guy up too. Alright, we're going to start marching as we were discussing last turn. You just dig in here, hold the road, protect the artillery. And these gentlemen here, we're going to move them up in this gap here. Yeah, he's going to be crashing against our formation here bad. Yeah, right now we need to get our infantry in the south into play. We can't afford to have them out of the fight. He is kind of shifting a little bit to the center. It's like he's sensing that we're upon him, which is actually beneficial because we actually have a line of sight with our artillery way back there. Fire on this one. Perfect. Swing these boys around. Mahone's division is on the move for a flanking maneuver. Yeah, you hold our rear. You gentlemen are about to rough up this artillery. Alright, let's give him an attack with Pender here. Not Pender, J.J. Archer. Another attack with Thomas's brigade. We're going to charge with McGowan's brigade. Charge! Ooh. Okay, so we've really roughed up his really good artillery piece there. We've roughed it up bad. Ooh, he broke one of our infantry brigades here. But that might be his doom. So we can surround him. But we can only attack him with our cavalry. Can any of our artillery hit that position? Yes, they can. Actually, 3 out of our 5 guns can hit him. You cannot, so you... Yeah, keep up... The horse artillery is perfect to keep up the fire right here in the woods. I think we're about to get one of his infantry brigades destroyed here. Okay, so all 4 of our cavalry can attack him. Alright, infantry, just dig in there. You're damaged. Let's investigate their weapons. Okay, they've all got good weapons. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Oh, excuse me. Okay. This one's a bit stronger. So let's do a regular attack from this direction. And a charge from behind. He's done for. Gorgeous. Okay. Our first brigade of the day has been destroyed. And a flag has been captured. See, this is going to be a bit of a tease here. He's going to tease wanting to come over here. If this one gets over here pretty quick, we might get him surrounded too. Yeah, we're starting to get a bit aggressive here. I think our opportunity to mess him up is now. Because if you zoom out and you look at his army, I mean, not these guys back here, but the majority of his forces are starting to get a little bit low on organization from having to march so far. And it only takes a couple of artillery shots to rough them up. Our line here is holding beautifully. One thing I was going to talk about in this game that I kind of realized a little bit when I was rewatching yesterday's episode, the Battle of Fredericksburg. It kind of tends to play out a lot of times where you're just building up to that one key moment. where you just have that one big push in the battle, and it does him in. It seems like that's a nice defense by Nichols' brigade. Wounded the enemy commander. It seems like that's happened a lot in this game. Is you're kind of sitting back, building up, holding your ground, taking shots with your artillery, softening him up, and your infantry is just waiting for the one big push that they're going to do. Because it takes time to recover, and they can have a good push for like 5-6 turns, and then they're just so tired that they have to take a break. Alright, this infantry, I can actually move him over here. Ooh, we actually have a shot right here. He's not... Oh yeah, he actually always had a shot there, that's right. See, now his artillery is not so threatening for us to receive counterfire. Just keep firing up that crossroads. He did bring a very healthy infantry up to support. That was bad for us. That was very bad for us. Yeah, we're gonna have to dig in over here. It was because he had a really good infantry there, but I wanted to get that artillery off that tile. That's kind of why I did that. But for now, we're going to need to get these guys pulled back. Alright, our gentlemen here are coming up nicely. They're coming up very nicely into the gap there. He kind of abandoned Lewis's run area. He pulled back. Oh man, I think it's about time to push. If only we had a Heyman here to give us the order to charge. I think this might be the opportunity for us to charge. And when we do charge, yeah, I think we're about to do a charge to the Wilderness Church here. While he doesn't have his artillery heavily defended yet, we could get up here quickly, get our artillery deployed right here. That would be a lot better. Oh yeah, it's gonna happen. Yeah, it's gonna happen. We're about to charge from the west. Just do our best to hold this area here. Pull back if we have to. And we're about to charge the west. Man, especially if we get this infantry in play down here. Mahone's division, if they can get out into that clearing, they could do some damage. And our cavalry here, it's going to be a sneaky force. Keeping him occupied. Yeah, I'm calling it. We're having a charge here. This is our only opportunity to take this hilltop and get our guns moved up here before he really starts bringing everybody up to bear. We are so damaged over here, though. J.J. Archer's division is in bad shape. They need to pull back bad. Alright, how best to do this attack? Let's have you give a regular attack. And first, let's get a quick one before we start this relentless charge here. This is going to be bloody engagement. Yeah, that's our game plan. We're going to charge and try to we're going to try and take this hilltop here and get our infantry redeployed here just barely east of the Wilderness Church and get our artillery positioned up on this hill to fire on all his. They'll have a better sight to pick and choose how they want to fire. So this could turn out into one of those deals where it's kind of like I called it at the beginning. This is just going to be a bloody affair. Alright, Ramsheur's brigade. And once you start getting those charges in, though, your supply starts going up, and that's going to help us tremendously. Alright, these guys have got to take that hilltop. We're counting on G. Doles, who's actually a pretty good commander. Alright, Doles, your 1,500 men need to charge up that hill and knock Schimmelpfennig's brigade off that hill, including Trumbull's artillery. Perfect. Okay, horse artillery, move up. Oh, that attack. We didn't even have to charge that. We didn't even have to charge right there. That was just all regular attacks. We could actually rush our cavalry. I don't know though, because he might get his infantry in there so quick. I would prefer to get him cut off right here. That would be ideally. But I just don't see that happening. The computer tends to bunch their units up. They tend to take just a large swath of their force and shift it around the battlefield. He did break a few of our positions here. This is going to be a bloody engagement. So he broke that position. Bad for him, though. AP Hill's in a charging mood. I'm shocked that guy's still holding there. Yeah, rough up his artillery there. Alright, our artillery in the back here, we're going to need to get them moved up. Stick to the game plan. Continue this push. Nice. That was actually a really good move right there. All right, the horse artillery. Get it right there. And then our cannon here. We want to get this cannon. We've got 4 cannon here, so 1 on the hill and the other 3 right here. So I actually really want to take these 2 tiles, are key right now. If I can take these 2 tiles, then we will have formed our new line. Yeah, some of our units here are pretty badly damaged. Especially over here, we're starting to buckle down here. There's no shot right there. They do have a shot right here, though, so I think we're going to pull these guys back a little bit. Okay, we're going to have to reform right here. Actually, ooh, this is going to tease him. He's going to move this infantry here in the hopes of attacking J.J. Archer's broken brigade. And all 3 of our artillery here can fire on that area right there. This infantry, you know what we're going to do with this guy? He's going to be a distraction. We're going to move him to take Chancellorsville, and it's going to keep him distracted a little bit. Oh no, they're taking Chancellorsville. Alright, artillery, fire on anything you can hit. These 2 guns might be here the majority of the game, because they can hit that crossroads up there. So this wasn't terrible placement of our artillery. Wow, that gun actually reached us. Oh, because it's a Parrott rifle. His version of a long-range artillery. These guys are actually... Ooh, they're coming up nicely. Okay. At least we've got our western front here bolstered a little bit. And what a sketchy battle over here by the Wilderness Church. He's got the artillery advantage at the moment. He's deployed, and we are not. Get that artillery deployed. And we've got to get them guns deployed. He's bringing a single infantry brigade to bother us over here. Okay, what can you hit? A bit spread out our guns. Alright, you gentlemen definitely need to get your organization up. We need to get this artillery deployed here. He's pretty weak up here. Alright, now we can get these guns up where we need them. And next turn we'll have them deployed. I don't want to get too crazy on our push here. I just want to reform our line. You could actually take that tile. Definitely going to be doing some digging in here. Mahone's division here has got 6 brigades in his division. They are going to be heavy coming out the trees in the south here. We probably can't cut him off, but we can really start roughing him up.
No, sir.
I'm just thinking right now. Yeah, this tile is important. We need to take that tile. And turn. That actually was pretty good. For the most part, we've 99% got into the position I wanted. And the big battle here is taking place at the Wilderness Church. Man, some of his artillery is pretty powerful, though. And he's just coming in with fresh troops. Brigade after brigade after brigade. We just took Chancellorsville with that single infantry brigade. That's kind of funny. Oh yeah, light him up right there. Oh, that's beautiful range. Okay. You pull up here. Hold.
At ease, man. At ease, man. At ease, man. At ease,
Hold
man.
Catherine Furnace. A good thing for us, he's actually bringing what seems to be the bulk of his infantry over here to counter Mahone's push-up. That's actually perfect for us because that gives us a nice opportunity to hold right here. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I actually meant for the artillery to fire right there. Dang it. That was a bad mistake on our part. Now we're going to have to shift everybody up here. Not a problem, not a problem.
At ease, man.
Not an issue, not an issue. Yeah, see, next turn our artillery will be ready to fire. actually give him
At ease, man.
better rest. Give him a charge. We're going to start swinging our cavalry down a little bit here. Assisting our gentlemen in the south here. Well, that turn went pretty quick. Nice defense by Wright's brigade. Knew he was going to attack that cavalry. Ooh. This is just getting really bad right here. Our infantry is taking a pounding. He's just focusing in like a spear. He's focusing in right here on the crossroads. Pull him back. He's of no use to us. Alright. Unfortunate for us, none of our artillery can necessarily hit that tile right there. But they can all hit the guns right there. Might need to focus our fire right here. Charge on you would be nice. Perfect. At least we protected this Ramsheur's brigade here. Ramsher and Nichols just took a pounding in the center right there.
At ease, man. At ease, man.
It's all up to these AP Hill and DH Hill to hold the center there. Our artillery can keep these gentlemen at bay. Need to start roughing them up over here. That is not where I wanted him to go. Pull our cavalry back over here. We're going to have to surround him pretty quick. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. Our Mahone's doing a good job. Let's see about over here. Oh, that's so beautiful. What we should have done And it's not too late to do it. Check the terrain height here. I think we're going to move these two artillery over here, over towards the Catherine Furnace hilltop here, in order to help fire on this area here. Now, we could get all of our guns centered in this area. That's so funny, we took Chancellorsville with a single infantry brigade. Yeah, that's what we'll do next turn. We'll have a... He is getting a little bit weak over here. I mean, we're pretty weak, but we have an opportunity to perhaps push him back. Yeah, we're going to get these two artillery pieces by the brick house, move them over to the Catherine Furnace hilltop. They could be able to fire at the Melzi house way up here. Yeah, we're going to do that next turn. That'll be our, as far as our movement. Not going to be too much else as far as movement. So 18 out of 36, this battle's about halfway over. So these two artillery pieces, we need to get them moved over to this hilltop. Because this hilltop over here has a beautiful sight on the enemy by Wilderness Church. Oh, that's gorgeous. I mean, that is zoomed out. It can reach like all the way across the screen. That's just amazing. As you could tell by our previous battle in Fredericksburg, the Whitworth cannon can be very effective with its range. Man, this guy's getting beaten up pretty bad. Alright, let's surround this gentleman here. Let's get this gentleman surrounded here. Pretty damaged, though. At least get him on that side. So our cavalry right now is pretty much just assisting any breakthrough he has. They're kind of filling any gap. We can actually get him broken right here. Well, if they didn't fire on our own troops. It's going to be sketchy. Move up a little bit. Oh, devastating. Oh, it completely destroyed that unit. He couldn't retreat. Nice artillery fire. J.T. Brown's artillery just completely destroyed an enemy infantry unit. That doesn't happen too often. I've got to get his guns messed up. See, attack, pull back. Same like right here, just charge. Ooh. he's really damaged. He can't do anything. All right, rescue.
At ease, man. At ease, man. At ease, man.
Getting to be a bit of a stalemate
At ease,
with
man.
the hilltop north of Wilderness Church here.
At ease, man.
But our boys are still okay. The Wilderness Church tile is so strong. D.H. Hill is taking a beating. He is outmatched right there. Bad.
At ease, man.
Yeah, his health is down to 38. He's in bad condition. And Mahone has got to have a breakout here. We're coming up. We're coming up to assist. He's starting to lose his composure a little bit in the center. But he's just got so many units. What a bloodbath. This battle is such a bloodbath. Biggest thing is just keep ourselves from getting pushed back. We've got to maintain the line we have. Goodness, just constant attacks. Wow, he got really aggressive this turn. He got really aggressive this turn. Holy moly. Okay, turn 18 was bad for us. He just got uber aggressive.
At ease, man.
Alright, destroy this guy. Bring our cavalry up to the center here. We're going to have to help hold. Yeah, he's trying to drive a spear right through our center. Alright, all guns need to fire on this guy right here. Our artillery is still healthy, but our infantry in the center is getting in a bit of a situation here.
At ease, man.
Alright, pull that cavalry up. Oh, I got a feeling they might could take that. Nice recovery there. These three are pretty damaged. We could swing AP Hill down to assist. Give him a regular attack. AP Hill's a little bit exposed, but oh, it's so bloody.
At ease, man. At ease, man. At ease, man.
I do like how we're holding the town of Chancellorsville. We're having a hard time getting at his guns. Yeah, better hold right there. That would be bad to get a little too exposed. Alright, artillery. How does that line of sight look? A little bit better. Bit of a mistake we did was keeping our forces separated. We should have maintained a little bit more composure. Oh yeah, we're roughing them up bad right here.
At ease, man. At ease, man.
You move up. He's just... I'm trying to count his artillery. 3, 4. He's got about 5 artillery pieces that are still able to fire. Only 3 of them are healthy though. So he's got like 3 healthy artillery guns. Provided he doesn't get at our guns, I think we can turn the tide a little bit here. Oh man, he was so aggressive that last turn. He just really hit us the way he was supposed to with an all-out charge. That was brutal. I hope he takes a break this turn. We need a breather. Iverson's falling back now. Okay, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. He really should have followed up with more aggressiveness there.
At ease, man.
We finally got this artillery up on the hill here. They'll be able to fire on some of these units up here. It's a much better position. Push him to the side. Nice. Okay, these two, Thomas's brigade and Archer's brigade, are just going to cover the artillery at Catherine Furnace. Yeah, he's starting to have a bit of a... He's starting to get a little bit fortunate over here. Mahone might have been stopped dead in his tracks, which I think he was. Right, we need to get something going on right here. Take that tile. Perfect, okay. Oh, we're getting in trouble on in the north up here. Alright, pull back a little bit. He's going to keep attacking Iverson's position. But our cavalry can swing down. Not down. Our cavalry can swing up to assist.
At ease, man. At ease, man. At ease, man.
I'm almost thinking we're going to need to abandon. Mahone is going to need to just kind of keep wheeling to the left here. Because we've got some units that are in bad shape back here for Mahone. Or they could push to the right and try to form up over here at the, what is that, the Havel House? Hazel House. him. Dang it. So close to messing him up, though. Alright, pull back to the trees. You just hold the opening. Pull that cavalry back. Headquarter unit could be a bit of a nuisance for him, a distraction. Dang it. Man, he is strong. He's just got these 2 artillery guns. I think we can knock his guns out of the fight, because we're positioned to win this artillery duel. But his infantry is just crashing on us so hard and so fast. Yeah, not gonna lie, this is the most we have been beat up yet. Oh, he's just getting mad aggressive when we don't need him to be.
At ease, man.
J.J. Archer is starting to come up his capability. So with these gentlemen here, we can just keep roughing him up right there. Right, these 2 guns need to focus. Fire up here. Trying to get his guns out of the fight. Right. And Perry's brigade has been holding downtown Chancellorsville against A.A. Humphreys the whole battle. It's been a one-on-one fight. Yeah, just start wheeling everybody back a little bit here. You serve as a distraction.
At ease, man.
We're pretty thin up here, but I've got faith in our boys here.
At ease,
At least
man.
we've got some supply.
At ease, man.
But man, none of them are... You could push out a little bit. If you did push out, where would you push out to? Obviously not there.
At ease, man.
Alright, Iverson. Just keep pulling back. You can't. Try to give Iverson some assistance there. Really need to just keep the pressure up on his infantry. Ultimately, that's what's going to break us.
At ease, man. At ease, man. sir.
That did not work. That did, though. Doing a last-ditch effort of charging our cavalry out to kind of keep him at bay for another turn. Give our guns a chance to rest. Or our infantry a chance to rest. We've been bloodying his nose bad, though. I mean, it's... I mean, he should have just steamrolled us. But we have been roughing him up bad. So his attacks are running out of steam. And we've got some key positions in our favor.
At ease, man. At ease, man.
Alright. 3 artillery pieces down here at Catherine Furnace. Assist the Wilderness House area. You could actually...
No, sir.
regular attack. And you pull back. Yeah, he's gonna waste time trying to get at our headquarter unit there.
At ease, man.
Mahomes' division has been getting bruised up bad. But he's still holding our right flank here. That is all we need him to do.
At ease, man.
Alright, the cavalry, we can probably pull them back now.
At ease, man. At ease.
I think that was effective charging our cavalry out there. It was so risky, but it gave our infantry an additional turn
At ease, man.
to recuperate
At
some.
ease, man.
Ah. Friendly fire, dang it. Okay, he's pretty damaged right here. You could get out there. You know what we need to do? We need to get this guy broken. Perfect. That just rescued Iverson's brigade right there. Jeb Stewart and W.E. Jones just rescued Iverson from getting beaten up too bad. And this infantry is actually decent condition. He can actually move out. And he won't receive too much. Yeah, we're going to need to turn our guns on the Wilderness Church and on the Melzi House. That is where he has both of his artillery pieces. This is actually stabilizing a little bit. We've stabilized the line. Thanks to our daring cavalry charge. And we've inflicted way more casualties than he has. It doesn't seem like that, but, I mean, we have been roughing him up bad. He should have steamrolled us. Right now, he's got a couple of really strong tiles.
At ease, man.
Alright, move up to Hazel House.
At ease, man.
He's wasting time chasing our headquarter units. The fool.
At ease, man.
Mahone's division is digging in.
At ease, man. At ease, man. At ease, man. At ease, man.
Oh, he just had a couple of fresh infantry brigades. He's got 2 fresh ones right on our doorstep. Just one at a time. Just focus on one at a time. Give him a slap. Ah. Perfect.
At ease, man. At ease, man.
Alright, pull back. You cannot pull back.
At ease, man.
So far, he has not been able to touch our guns. Our artillery pieces have been holding.
At ease, man.
Barely. Alright, pull that cavalry up here.
At ease, man. At ease, man.
We are on the brink of a break, though. Oh, it would be nice if we could get our cavalry in here to rough them up. He's still got a strong infantry brigade right there. Now this is turning into a bloody engagement. Alright, cannons. Oof. My goodness. Okay, turn. Well, what an interesting battle. We absolutely have been owning them for like 4 or 5 battles. In this battle, we have been struggling just to hold the line. I mean, he came at us hard. Oh, he's right on our artillery's doorstep. And still bringing up fresh troops.
At ease, man. At ease, man. At ease, man. At ease, man.
We've got plenty of supply, though.
At ease, man. At ease, man.
I have noticed that some of his brigades are quite larger
At ease, man.
than ours, infantry-wise.
At ease, man.
Alright, is there any finagling here we can do to eliminate this guy? If we pull this gentleman, we pull him down, have all of our guns. Well, some of them need ammunition. Dang it. That's not good. Some of our guns need ammunition here.
At ease, man.
And the majority is not good condition to attack.
No, sir. At ease, man.
Whoa, that's bloody.
At ease, man. At ease, man.
This is turning into a bit of a rout for us. Alright, let's pull Jeb Stewart over here.
At ease, man.
He's starting to gain the upper hand now. His numbers are starting to show. Now, what would I do if I was to play this battle again? Probably try to get everybody together. Somewhere in the south. Abandoning, making him go a long way to reach us. Oh no, man, he's made it to our artillery line. I think he broke horse artillery too. Dang it, he did. That's not good. That's not good.
At ease, man.
Dig in, dig in, dig in. Dig, 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 dig.
At ease, man.
Move that cavalry out of here. Eliminate that guy. Oh, Ares Brigade right there just messed this up bad.
At ease, man. At ease, man. At ease, man.
Yeah, this is one of those battles I think where you really got to play defensively from the start
At ease, man.
if you want to have any chance of holding him. Oh, okay. See, none of his infantry is like super perfect. They're all like halfway condition or less. But he just has so many. Ours are like a quarter condition or worse.
At ease, man.
We are doing a good job distracting him over here.
At ease, man.
Oh, I think he's firing on us. From Chancellorsville. He brought artillery up there. Alright, guns. Try to get some of his guns out of play here. Oh, every turn is just like, hold, 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 hold. Yeah, it should have been a bit more defensive to start. But that's okay, the battle is done. It's not a major defeat yet for us. Keyword yet. He just eliminated one of our brigades.
At ease, man.
Jackson is trying to taunt the enemy.
At ease, man.
We're roughing him up a little bit over here, though. Alright, artillery.
At ease, man. At ease, man. At ease, man.
Whoa, man, it's so weird. He's so powerful in this battle. See, I'm trying to think of how, if I was to play it again, how I would play it. Knowing how he kind of moved, it almost would have been better to abandon all of our starting positions and form everybody up in the southwest. Like have everybody come over here to like the Stevens house area. This would have been a much more defensible position, I feel. Or even down here at this Furnace Road. Have our artillery up on the hill here. That would have been pretty good right there. It would have taken time to move everybody down. He might take Chancellorsville, only because he got our artillery up here to help fire on it.
At ease, man.
Dig in for a turn. Finally getting some of his guns out of commission here. Thomas Jackson is running around behind enemy lines, being a nuisance.
At ease, man.
Ooh, you might break next turn. Probably gonna break next turn.
At ease, man. At ease, man. At ease, man.
Dang, Mahone got roughed up bad. But our 4 guns here are the only thing even remotely keeping him at bay. Sharpshooter out of there. There you go. Ooh. Ooh. Why are you still fighting? Why don't you just give up? Never give up. As long as the guns can still fire, I'm not giving up. He had a very fortunate positioning of his artillery too. Apparently the actual Wilderness Church tile and that Melzyhurst tile have a beautiful line of sight on us. Man, nighttime is exactly what we need right now. What can you do? He's gunning for Kershaw. Not Kershaw. He's gunning for Mahone's brigade there. Alright, rough that bad. No mercy. They're just struggling to get their morale up because they've been beaten up so bad. You know, our units in the south have actually done a pretty good job of distracting him.
At ease, man.
It just didn't distract enough of the enemy to keep him from really breaking us in the center. Man, his boys are recovering so quick. Damn it. It's so funny because these 2 artillery that the Union has, we haven't been able to touch them the whole battle. They have absolutely owned the battlefield. These 2 tiles here have owned the battlefield for the Union. Strong artillery in a beautiful position. We've never been able to fire on him because we've always had to use our artillery just to kind of stave him off a little bit. He's definitely going to attack that position next turn. Darn it! Well, welcome, my friends. Welcome to the absolute disaster that is the Battle of Chancellorsville. We have had about 4 or 5 major victories in a row. And we are now about to suffer a major defeat here. All we can do is just try to hold him back. But it does not seem to be working. Really? Interesting. He is just surrounding and pounding us from all sides.
At ease, man.
Majority of our infantry is broken. And in utter despair right now.
No, sir. At ease, man.
Don't do what I did. Pull everybody back
At ease.
and get your entire army together
At ease.
before you start doing anything on this battle. This battle is heavily favored for the Union.
At ease, man. At ease, man. At ease, man.
Just constant barrage. Oh, you're out of bullets. That's not good. That's not good. Yeah, he's about to smash us all around. Not that he already hasn't. Okay, what can you hit? Nothing. Nothing, you're out of bullets. Darn it. See, look at that artillery piece. We've been firing on this Martin's battery the whole game. His health is a 3. But he just refuses to budge. The Union has done a very good job in this battle.
At ease, man.
Oh, it's turning into a rout. He's about to take Chancellorsville.
No, sir. Man.
Darn it. If I was to play again, I would do one of 2 things. One, I would pull everybody back to the southwest and get them together. Or 2, I would be really aggressive, kind of like I was on the past 4 or 5 battles. Oh, he rolled us up now. It's over. It's absolutely over. Our last bastion of hope just broke, which was our artillery hill here. Oh, the Confederacy has lost the day. How unfortunate is that? That is really unfortunate. Finally broke it. It took 30-some turns to break that gun. Honestly, we kind of had him outgunned, but he did much better placement of his
At ease, man.
artillery than we did.
At ease, man. At ease, man.
See, the only hope you
At
have,
ease, man.
not of winning,
At
but
ease, man.
have at least some semblance of order, is to retreat in good order, if that makes sense. probably not going to happen here. Wow, even Jeb Stewart got pounded. Trying to pull back. Oddly enough, the South is where we had the most success. Very odd indeed. This is like a repeat of the Battle of Blackburn's Ford when we played as the Union. We just got absolutely smashed. This is getting me. I want to have revenge so bad. Like I'd like to replay it, but we have to concede defeat. A little different in a game than in real life. We were heavily outnumbered. We knew it too. That was my fault. I knew it too, and I should have accepted the fact that I was heavily defeated, or heavily outnumbered.
At ease, man. At ease, man.
Trying to do what little holding action I can. Retreat in good order.
At ease, man. At ease, man.
Yeah, it's so funny when our morale goes down, it goes down bad. But the computer, he can still maintain good morale when you've destroyed half his army. We did some casualties though. We inflicted some pretty decent damage on the enemy. The Union's so excited they won the day. Don't get too excited. He took Chancellorsville. We held downtown for most of the battle. He's just, you can see the mini map. All of our boys are just running to every direction they can. Actually, Lewis's run over there in the west would have been a pretty good spot to kind of hold up for this battle. And there actually is a road leading to that area. Yeah, I think if I was to play it again, that's what I would do. I would get all of our units over here in Lewis's Run, infantry in front, and all of our artillery right here, and it could fire on his artillery over here. That would be much more feasible, I think.
At ease, man.
There's no point to really do anything. Just fire a couple shots with our guns. We did rough him up pretty bad, though. This wasn't too bad. I mean, he had a lot more than us, and we damaged him like crazy. we've inflicted massive casualties on him compared to what we got.
At ease, man. 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 At ease, man.
One thing that failed for us was our sneak attack. Mahomes'
At ease, man.
sneak attack through this gap right here, it got stopped dead in its tracks. That was kind of a risky maneuver on our part. We paid the price. We paid the price for our arrogance.
At ease, man.
I actually kind of like that we lost bad because
At ease, man.
it's making us pay the price for our past 5 battles where we won so decisively. And I'm not gonna lie, I was getting a bit arrogant on this game, and it just humbled me tremendously. We will have our revenge. Oh, just make the carnage stop. It's gonna be so sad to look at the, it's gonna be so sad to look at the score at the end. We are just retreating bad. That's really all we're doing here is just firing some shots with our artillery.
At ease, man. At ease, man. At ease, man. At ease, man.
He's actually okay.
At ease, man. At ease, man.
When your entire army starts routing like this,
At ease, man.
getting the morale up is very
At
difficult.
ease, man.
You can get the help
At ease.
and the organization up, but the morale is very slow to come up. Very slow to come up. Well, just intern. I think it's only like a few turns left. Man, we did so good for the first half of the battle. We were really holding our own. The numbers really showed for him. The Union was more organized. His morale is skyrocketing. Look at the mini-map. All the red on the mini-map is so spread out. Everybody's running for their life. It's so funny. At least we got a few artillery here that can still do some damage. Yeah, even though you're resting them, their morale keeps dragging down due to the rout of the rest of your army.
At ease, man. At ease, man. At ease, man. At ease, man.
Shocking, D.H. Hill is still... He hasn't run off the battlefield yet.
At ease, man. At ease, man. At ease, man.
Yeah, look at you can tell because Thomas's brigade here is a perfect example. The organization is all the way up 100. The health is at 50, but the morale, it just refuses to get up in the yellow because the overall modifier, our morale is 2100. That's the overall morale of your army. And once we started getting routed here, oof, it just started dropping and dropping. Oh, hey man, listening while working. Will lunch later sounds like a tough one. Unless you want to see it's good to see you, brother. Unless you want to have your eyes bleed out of their sockets, you don't want to watch this battle, my friend. This was an absolute disaster for the Confederacy. We played this all wrong. But I am enjoying it tremendously because we staved off the inevitable. Nighttime saved us at the end. So all said and done, we did keep him contained around the Wilderness Church area. But man, he absolutely demolished our army. Whew. That was bloody. Yeah, definitely would have played this a different way. I think on my own personal time, or I could do a bonus episode added to an extra playlist of me playing this battle in a different manner. See, we had the artillery advantage, but we didn't put it to use. That was the key. We should have conjoined our army into one massive red blob instead of having our army split into two. Yeah, splitting up your army in this battle is not recommended. Well, at least not for the style I've been playing in. But I'm glad that the Union humbled us after having... Oh, it's a draw. See, I told you. I say that like I told you. I told you. I told you. This is actually shocking. Save this for continuing campaign, but replay this once go back to real save. Well, I do know that is actually the... I do have a save at the end turn, so I might load it back up and then save it as something random. But we do know that it is the alternate one, Chancellorsville alternate one. We actually got to a draw, which is like, that is amazing. If you were watching and you could see how he really broke us around the Wilderness Church area, we actually pulled it to within a draw. And the reason I think that happened is twofold. Number one, we did do a heck of a lot of damage to him. I mean, it didn't seem like it, but we were absolutely rocking him damage-wise. You know, we inflicted 10,000 wounded and 5,000 casualties. He got us for 4,500 casualties and 9,000 wounded. We had captured about 7,500 of his men between desertions and surrenders. Wounded 7 of his leaders. So, and we actually captured 83,000 supply. So we did really, really good considering our poor choice of strategy on that. Man, we took a beating on that battle. That was brutal. Brutal beating. Absolutely brutal. I'm pretty sure I do have a save from the end of Fredericksburg there. And we could replay that battle. We could very well replay that battle. I did not see Hayman's Brigade in that battle. I thought I would. We saw him in the upgrade screen, but we did not see him on the field. Yes. Oh, that was ugly, but man, bad choice of strategy. I think in my mind all the ways I could have played that differently. Second Battle of Fredericksburg, alternate 2. Woo! Look at that. I'm waiting for the computer to do its turn. I'm not going to play this battle. But I want to save and go back and see about possibly replaying. Oh, there's only 17 turns in this battle anyway. Okay, I wonder why. Okay, let's save this as, just do option 14 there. And let's load, load this file right here. This is what happened right before we started the disaster that we just did. That was Chancellorsville. What an absolute disaster. Just for science. Would love to see a replay, yes. Your overall campaign is already a win, so points do not matter. That's right. I mean, we absolutely have been rocking the Civil War campaign here. Playing as the Confederacy. But I would like to try a different method for that battle. But I am impressed that I got it to a draw, considering we got routed so bad the last 10 turns. About halfway through the battle, our infantry started getting damaged so bad and started taking too many casualties. And then a few turns after that, they started breaking. Once they started breaking, it was like a rout. So I'm actually going to save as, we'll do replay. And I'm actually, what kind of time do we have? Oh, remember, save 14 is the real one. That's right. So this, I've got it saved here as a load game. Replay. So this replay save here is going to be us at a future date replaying this battle with a little bit different strategy. Our first time in here, we got it to a draw. And I can tell you right now, the thing I'll do would be to ignore some of the key flags and just get all of our army, preferably together over here at Lewis's Run. Do a bit of a holding action at the Catherine Furnace and get this army in the east, get them on the roads, headed over to Lewis's Run. This is where I would hold out from, because having our artillery deployed up here would have a much better line of sight against his massive units here over by Wilderness Church, because that is where he likes to deploy his artillery. And our artillery being over here could really knock his guns out the way and then work on him. So the real file is 14. Which, this battle, this is where we're really at in the campaign. So let's go over the dialogue real quick. We might get into this battle today, I don't know. We got a little bit of time. First, let's check our reinforcements. No reinforcements. The dialogue. Second Battle of Fredericksburg, Alternate 2. This version of the clash between the garrisons left behind during the Battle of Chancellorsville gives the Confederates a slight edge. So it doesn't give us a major edge, it gives us a slight edge. With enough foresight to gather their forces and dig in. The Union should use this overwhelming force to attack the rebel defenses head-on. The rebels' only hope is to break the Union advance with artillery, then mass fire on the individual units that make it to their positions. While the main body of both armies fought over Chancellorsville, the garrisons left behind at Fredericksburg were not idle. On the second day of the Battle of Chancellorsville, Sedgwick stormed over weak southern positions on the heights and headed west to reinforce Hooker. As Hooker awaited these fresh troops, a cannonball landed nearby and knocked him down. Dazed, he ordered a pullback to previously prepared trenches. This enabled Lee to send a detachment to meet Sedgwick's advance. And I don't know why I was botching my English right there. So this is where we're truly at in the campaign. He already played his turn, so we're doing... This is the second half of turn 1 out of 17. Now we do have the stone wall here. In our favor. Yeah, the stone wall is kind of where you want to be garrisoned on as far as the modifiers. I do like this position up here. Our artillery up on the hill here. This is nice. By the Howison house. That is beautiful. We probably want to get these guys in the trees here. Well, hold on. We actually have a picket fence there. Hold right there. This infantry, just pull him right here.
No, sir.
Display. Wait a second.
No, sir. No, sir.
Oh, okay, I got it. I wonder why it's all shaded right there. I don't remember it being like that. Anywho, it doesn't matter. Alright. So we want to get most of our units here onto the stone wall, essentially. Kind of sitting behind the stone wall. You actually want them on the wall. This artillery here doesn't have the best angles to shoot at him. Wow, we only got 4 guns in this fight. Interesting. We're going to move these 2 guys up a little bit here. Just have you sit over here.
No, sir.
Take that back. You'll just hold that area. Alright, this artillery. Ooh, start firing on his guns. You cannot hit his guns, you're too far away. Everybody else will just dig in. Give most of our oversupply to these gentlemen here. Yeah, we're just going to let him come to us. The brigade sizes are a lot smaller. 200, 400, 300. So it's a lot smaller brigades here. Oh yeah, he's really concentrating his fire right there at the Maze Heights. Okay, our infantry in the south is really going to need to move up in this battle. Okay, you have much better angle right there. A little bit.
No, sir.
Yeah, we'll keep them deployed right there.
At ease, man. At ease, man. At ease, man.
Alright, you pull back.
No, sir.
We're going to shimmy some of these units. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Everybody up a little bit here.
No, sir.
We'll kind of wheel them around like that. Alright, artillery. Oh, it's going to be sketchy right here in the center.
At ease, man.
Be very sketchy.
At ease, man. No, sir.
Yeah, this is going to be a tricky battle for sure. We've been running into some difficulty today. The disaster that was Chancellorsville, and now the second Battle of Fredericksburg. Oof. Very difficult for the Confederacy here. And he has opened up with a massive charge on Maze Heights. We're probably going to have to hit him in kind.
No, sir.
You dig in. Oh, we got a brigade surrounded. That's not good. That's not good. There's no breaking him out either. Alright, you give a charge.
At ease, man. At ease, man.
We kind of rough him up a little bit too. It's not... He's got us massed in the center there. This guy actually can own these gentlemen here. Our headquarters units back. It is unfortunate that he was able to surround the 58th Virginia Regiment here. That is all we're going to let him surround, though. We are not going to lose cohesion here. Alright, artillery, fire right here. We could do a lot of damage to him early. It might rough him up his morale. Oh, he's just got a thick stream down here. Okay. Everybody else wheel up.
No, sir.
And you just deployed, so you can't fire. While we're opening up with mad aggression here, I'm sure we'll pay the price. And he's got such an advantage in this battle. You know, the last battle, Chancellorsville, he only outnumbered us like maybe 2-1. This battle, it's even more one-sided, numbers-wise. But you never know what our boys can do here. We're kind of roughing him up a little bit. Alright, abandon up here. Pull more towards the center. Oh, you're in bad shape. Pull back a little bit. Ooh, comparable rifles. Dig in the center.
At ease, man.
And use our flanks to push.
At ease, man.
Especially our southern flank here. This is where we could do the most damage. We are holding pretty good cohesion here. We don't want to overexpose ourselves. Finally sent that guy in retreat. Alright, you dig in the center. Dig in, dig in. Hold Maze Heights at all costs.
At ease, man. At ease, man.
It's tempting to damage units like that, but this is actually going pretty good considering how outmatched we were. I mean, sure, he's got infantry for days. But our wings are being somewhat effective here. We could ignore some of his units up here. Just kind of converge everybody to the center. Any of his outlying troops we can fire on with our artillery, what few guns we have. He's kind of just firing right on our center line there with his guns. I'll have to reinforce any brigade that's getting damaged pretty bad. Like right here, pull that gentleman back and bring him up to fill the gap. Pull him up here. This is not a bad tactic here. Because our troops down here are actually pretty fresh. So pull him back a little bit. Move you up. Regular attack. Regular attack. Ah, dang it. Alright, dig in. You dig in. Actually, you can't dig in. I knew there was an infantry brigade somewhere here, right here. He needs assistance. We're gonna need to shimmy. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. There's gonna be a lot of shimmying on this battle. Okay, now we can start keep up our aggression over here. If we can start roughing up his artillery. Okay, this guy can easily own all of these gentlemen over here. So you just alternate between those infantry. You cover our flank up there. But the Union wasn't expecting us to charge at his position. Knock him back as he's coming up the hill. This is not going the way I had thought. He's got like 3-4 rows deep. 3 rows healthy. A little bit exposed right here to 57th North Carolina Regiment. We're going to need to focus our fire on the center there. Provided our flanks hold. Turn. We might actually get this battle in today too. If not, we'll get the majority of it in. I've just got to pay attention to the condition of our brigades. Oh yeah, right there. He's so aggressive at the heights. He wants to cut us in two so bad. The reason for my aggression, though, is there's not that many turns in this battle. So it's not like that. It's not like we're in trouble at the moment of him just completely routing us.
At ease, man. At ease, man.
Trying to have our artillery assist our flanks. Oh, he actually held against that. That is amazing. And again, how is he... Oh, that's kind of shocking. I'm not going to lie, that is actually shocking. Oh, something's happening with that tile. It's not that he's able to hold, it's that he's not unable to retreat. So that's why he was able to hold against us. Yeah, see, they gave up ground, but they didn't go anywhere. That's kind of weird. We kind of got a little bit low-balled on that maneuver. All right, pull back. No, you can't pull back. Oh boy, we are just opening up with some charges on this battle. Alright. Focus. Who can attack here? I would hope that his morale would be starting to get in a bad situation, considering how much we've been pushing him back. See, and these two gentlemen move them up. Because he's going to try and break here. He will break that tile. I feel like we're having an effect on his overall morale, though. Oh, if we could get another turn of charges in. Our boys are taking a little bit of damage, though. This has been an uber aggressive battle. This is kind of the play style we've had for a few battles ago, where we were just opening up, just charging the enemy, not giving him a chance. But he pushes back with even more units. He's so stacked. It's so funny how many units he has. This is hilarious. Dude, there is just a swath of dead Union soldiers on the battlefield. Alright. You two pull back a little bit. Yeah, this tile right here refuses to budge. There's something odd going on with that tile right there. That tile right there has something odd going on with it. See right there, this tile. See, now they'll be able to retreat this way. But before, they weren't retreating even though we had him broken. Alright, these two will have to resupply them next turn. Yeah, it's pretty important we take that tile there, so artillery. Focus your fire there. Nice. Perfect, okay. You take the National Cemetery back. You pull back. Not bad, not bad. We can actually get this guy surrounded with our damaged units here.
At ease, man. At ease, man.
Okay, hold National Cemetery. Oof.
At ease, man.
He's trying to break us at the stream there. Alright, you pull back. You charge in there. Pull back.
At ease, man. At ease.
For our units in the rear, we do have him surrounded. If our units in the rear could recover quick enough, they can act as a holding action against him. I think with these guys in the south here, they're going to slowly kind of creep north as they're attacking. I don't want them to like push out too much east for the moment. Really want to rough up his guns. Have a bit of an advantage in weapons. Okay, we're starting to wear down a little bit, and he's still got fresh troops coming up. But we have given him a big slap in the face. So our offense might slow down a little bit here. He really focuses in on one unit at a time. Our center is surprisingly holding well. Alright, can you finish that guy off? Alright, finish him. Wait, you need ammunition. You need ammunition. Okay. Perfect. Okay, not bad, not bad. Alright, you pull back. Dig in. Pull down. Nice elimination of the enemy brigade.
At ease, man.
Definitely don't have to worry about supply. We got plenty from those charges.
At ease, man.
Okay, you dig in. Dig in. See, now he's going to continue his relentless assault against Mays Heights here. Oh, we're about broken right here. Okay, artillery needs to help out over here.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
No shot.
No, sir. No, sir.
That is
No,
unfortunate.
sir.
Right in that little gully. We cannot hit him. This is actually not that bad. Ooh, that's not good though. Might get us surrounded right there. Okay, that helped us tremendously right there. Because this unit, we can swing him up. We do have a bit of a gap here. Let's give this guy some cannon fire. Over here, get 2 for 1 on that tile. Perfect. We have been mad aggressive on this battle. So we're going to need to kind of be holding more than anything now. He's hitting us like 3 for 1. Uh-oh. He might have formed a little gap in our line. He's going to rush his units in the gap. We're going to have to fill the gap there. So little artillery. Pew, pew, pew. That's pretty much all our artillery is doing in this battle.
No, sir.
Now reform the line here. Pull back. To the picket fences. Our center is still very healthy. So is he. Back off a little bit. Like so close to reaching his guns. So close to reaching his guns. You know, he was like 3-4 deep. Now he's only kind of deep in the center and at the bottom. We're kind of... Man, I can't believe how well we're holding. But he's going to get his troops up faster than we can get our boys recovered here. Alright, rally you. What a bloody... I wish it was like only 10 turns in this battle, because that would have really paid us. The fact that it has 17 turns is going to go against us, because it's going to give him more time to get his numbers into play. Well, you can't say that this second battle today wasn't exciting. This was crazy charging. Yeah, like, if the battle ended right now, it'd be a good victory for us. Alright, cannons. keep his infantry backed off
No,
while we
sir.
can get deployed on the picket fence here.
At ease, man.
Perfect. Okay, pull back.
At ease, man.
Alright, you need to pull back. Alright, artillery fire on that guy. He's definitely winning in the south now. But we are holding our own up here. Okay, how's our front looking? Ooh, he's badly damaged.
At ease, man. 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 At ease, man.
I am clicking like a madman right now. Alright, pull back to the stone wall. You gentlemen can keep up a little bit of aggression here. I'm thinking. Shift you two down. Pull you back. Nice.
At ease, man. At ease, man. At ease, man. At ease, man.
Well, at least we can say we held him at bay for 10 turns. Oh, his numbers are going to start really showing right now. And his artillery just always perfect spot to start the battle. And he's going to rough up he's going to rough up any of our outlying units. He's just relentless in his push. Okay, what did he take that we didn't like? Man, he recovers very well.
No, sir.
Very thin on the picket fence in the south.
At ease, man.
I'm almost thinking, he's so quick to get his damaged units out of the action. Alright. Hold on. This ain't over yet. Pull back here.
At ease, man. At ease, man. At ease, man. No, sir.
So we're kind of falling back to our original starting position. Oh, you can't move. Dang it. he's going to take it. He's going to have to fight for it.
At ease, man.
He's probably going to focus all of his fire on the cemetery ridge tile with his 5 very healthy, beautiful artillery guns that have been roughing us up bad. Oh yeah, he fired about 2 shots at National Cemetery there. We held the National Cemetery title, but my goodness. Yeah, we're in trouble down here big time. Okay, nice shooting, nice shooting. I don't even remember that one getting attacked.
At ease, man. At ease, man. At ease, man. At ease, man. At ease, man.
Oh, the morale is just dropping now. Dang it.
At ease, man. At ease, man.
Dang.
At ease, man.
My goodness, he's got so many units.
At ease, man. At ease, man.
Well, that's as much as we could hold him. We held him for like 12 turns. We had a big charge and we pushed him back big time. You know, we went all the way out here. And we ran out of steam. We didn't run out of supply or morale, but we just ran out of bodies to keep throwing at him. It was a battle of attrition. And we had lost the battle of attrition at the second time at Fredericksburg. And now the computer, he's still got so many more troops than us. See, this one, I wouldn't even want to replay this one, to be honest. The Chancellorsville, I do want to replay that for fun. This one, man. There's not enough turns, and it's kind of iffy the way we're deployed. If I was to replay this one, I would completely abandon the stone wall, and I would move everybody to the south of that picket line, because it would negate his artillery advantage, where he started the battle off with all of his guns deployed right in front of the town of Fredericksburg, ready to fire. So, up to turn 12, we did really good on this battle. Inopportune time for the artillery to run out of ammo, wasn't it?
At ease, man. 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 At ease,
He might get a complete rout of us off the field. Wow, some of his brigades have got like 35, 40 firepower. That's impressive. This one right here. They only have a Mississippi rifle, but my goodness, they had a lot of firepower.
At ease, man.
A delayed
At ease, man.
fighting action here, giving General Lee a chance to bring some reinforcements up to this battlefield. We're taking a beating at Fredericksburg. Help us out.
No, sir.
Oh, his guns just boom, 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 boom. Yeah, this one, I don't know. I'd have to debate if I'd want to replay this one or not. I guess we will add it to the replay list. We could do a save, it's like replay 2. Everybody is just running for their lives. It's so funny.
At ease, man. At ease, man. At ease, man.
It's so funny. We're so broken. Everybody's in terrible condition. This is going to be a complete rout. Let's see how this plays out. We're just going to hit turn, turn, turn. It is time to go. I mean, it's been past time to go. I just wanted to get another battle in. I was hoping to get another little victory in there, but nope. Today is not our day. We had a draw at Chancellorsville and a major defeat at the Second Battle of Fredericksburg. It is not our day today. And we've had about, up until this point, playing as Confederacy, we've had nothing but victory after victory. Today was not our day. This will definitely be one to do a replay on. Perhaps. Alright, in turn. There's nothing we can do. It's just got massive amount of troops. This is so funny. You can see it too at the start of the game on the mini-map. Oh, it was so funny. Now, if you were able to use one of the either side of the river to your advantage, kind of like we did at the first Battle of Fredericksburg yesterday, that would be good because you'd have a point that you can defend from. We get everybody running off the field. Every Confederate brigade is in retreat. It would be more funny if it wasn't us. Dang it. We're doing terrible. C.M. Wilcox's headquarter division, he's out of here. He gives up. He says, forget it. That was ugly. That was an ugly battle right there. Oh, he's just roughing us up now. He's just tossing around the retreating units like ragdolls. I don't think we have any brigade that is even in fighting formation. I think everybody's in retreat. We can move the artillery on this guy. He's still standing. He's the only one still standing. Him and the headquarters unit. He's just going to charge in there on a suicide. What a disaster for the Confederacy. Let's careful not to save over we actually did I don't think we had a save on the Chancellorsville battle at the end there. Because we had the Fredericksburg. We had the replay. Okay, this is the save right here. So this one right here is save 14. Keep 11 and 14 in order for us to replay the two terrible losses that we had today. The live CC, this is the Confederate campaign, so we'll just continue with this. We'll save it right there. A minor defeat. Even though we were in complete retreat, we only suffered a minor defeat. But look at the casualties, though. It's actually similar, death and wounded. The big difference was the surrendered and the desertion. That's the first time we've seen that screen. Okay. Yeah, we've got to go. My goodness, we've been live for a while today. Ain't no point to keep playing. The more we play today, the worse we're doing. So on our true campaign here, our next battle, which hopefully we'll be able to get to tomorrow during the midday stream, is going to be We did get 2 in today, though. That's pretty good. Whenever it loads up. Ooh, the Battle of Gettysburg. So when we come back tomorrow, we will be starting the one, the only, the humongous Battle of Gettysburg. Bum, 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 bum. I appreciate everybody watching us get beat up so bad playing as a Confederacy today. We've been doing so well the past few days, and today we just took an absolute beating. Until next time, my friends, appreciate the 97 views. Peace.